Shane, the pride of Easton, Pennsylvania. I've had the pleasure of talking to you before, but it was via FaceTime. This is better in real life.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Real good, real good.
How's Media Day treating you guys so far?
Pretty good. A little tired from obviously just the workout before, but other than that, it's pretty good.
You worked out before you came?
Yes.
I can't imagine anybody else here worked out before they came.
I
checked the hotel weight room. There wasn't anybody in there but me.
Okay.
So
well, that's good.
Towson getting that leg up on Media Day. That's
exactly.
Good. So I know a little bit, but for those that don't, if you could just, let's start with your background, being from Easton, PA. Obviously, there's a lot of pride in being from that area, and if you could just talk through, where you come from and what sense of pride you take in being from Easton.
Definitely, Easton, PA, small city in Pennsylvania, about 45 minutes from Philly. We take blue collar. We can best be described as what Easton is, and we take pride in that. I take pride in it from being from Easton, and it shows throughout the play and how we handle ourselves.
Yeah. Now, I joked around about, right now Easton's known for Larry Holmes, but one day it's going to be known for Shane Simpson. I don't know if that's a joke, because you were the man when you were there in high school, to the extent that a couple of times facing off against Saquon, you came out on the better end of that deal. What was it like playing high school football in that part of the country in particular, in that conference, where there's such rivalries and such history, and then, obviously playing against your boy Saquon and getting the better of him?
No doubt. Definitely, well, I think it's like the EPC now, but when I played, it was called LVC, and I'm a little biased since I played in the conference, so I think the conference definitely is one of the best in the state, if not the best, because it's very hard to get out the conference and then go through the state playoffs and stuff like that. But and you mentioned Saquon. I think it was 2-2, so I think we tied.
Oh, okay.
I think we tied out, but I got the last laugh our senior year. So
yeah, Kyle doesn't know the story. Tell him what happened the last time you played Saquon.
Saquon, we were both top 10 teams in the state at the time, and keep it short, it was a shootout right from the get-go. It was like 62 to 49 or something like that. I had 7 touchdowns, and Saquon had 4. So
yeah.
That was incredible.
Yeah, it was a great game. I was very tired after.
I'm sure. You're such a versatile player. You're running back, wide receiver, you return kicks. How tough is it to juggle all those responsibilities?
That's a good question. It's not really tough, just because my dad instilled that in me as a child, and since I was able to pick up a football, he had me playing quarterback at one time, running back, receiver, corner, linebacker, safety, return, like anything I can do to help the team. I took pride in that, and now in college I'm doing the same thing that I've been doing my whole life: running back, receiver, kick return, punt return. I take pride in that, and not many people can be. I use my versatility for the best, because not everybody can do one thing, more than one thing, and I take pride in that.
Yeah, I think it reflects when we watch the tape. Obviously, you flash in different parts of the game. And I asked you this question already, but pretend like I didn't. When you look at guys that are in the NFL right now, who's a guy that you model your game after in particular? Because obviously you bring more to the game than just being a running back that runs the football. You're very active in the passing game, and as he alluded to, special teams as well. So when you're watching on Sundays, who's a guy that you look at and you say that's somebody that I can see myself emulating my game after him?
Great question. I don't model after just one person. I just take pieces of each player's game. So from past to present, I can say I still watch to this day Devin Hester before the game for returns, LaShawn McCoy, juking ability, Tariq Cohen, more all-purpose back, and there was one more I can't really think. More like a Devontae Freeman, just from the size and build, the way he runs. So those 4 guys, 3 guys.
I think that semi-answers one of the questions you had.
Yeah, favorite running backs in the league, but I think you kind of hit on that with
favorite running
Shady.
back, I would definitely say bias, obviously, because my boy Saquon. If I had to pick more of my running style or the play I do, I would say Alvin Kamara type, Christian McCaffrey, stuff like that.
That was my guy. I told him that.
see it,
Alvin Kamara is a pretty good comp. Obviously, we mentioned Saquon a whole lot, and there's that playing in the same area, and obviously, you're coming into your own now, and your trajectory puts you maybe playing against him again eventually. But also at Towson, there's a running back legacy that's important to note. Terrence West being one of the guys in particular that immediately comes to mind. Mm-hmm. What does that mean to you to play at a program that, at the FCS level has put out some phenomenal backs?
Exactly, especially with Towson being known as like RBU to a certain extent. When I was getting recruited, that played a factor into it because I didn't know anything about Towson when I was getting recruited at first. Then starting to hear the legacy about it, then hearing Terrence West get drafted in 3rd round, running back, broke all the records. Then he had his Darius Victor coming right behind him, very good back. And then I was able to fill the void for Vito, so he passed it down to me. So I'm very grateful for that.
Now, if you could, your path to Towson was kind of a unique one, mm-hmm. Not necessarily the tailor-made path to where you are today. Can you talk us through that, and then also, just the impact that you would like to have on younger people that look at you and try to determine what their own path might be?
Definitely. Definitely was a bumpy ride. Go all the way back to my sophomore year in high school. I broke my ankle last game of the season, and it shocked me because I'd never been hurt like that before. Mm-hmm. Obviously, injuries happen in sport, but not to that extent. And then coming back my junior year, little injury plagued, and then I'm like, all right, I gotta do something to my body and change what I do so I can stay on the field. Then that reflected in my senior year in high school, and I broke all these records. We had a great season. We won the championship, and then ultimately ended up at Towson. So I don't think, obviously, every kid wants to go to like Ohio State, Miami, Alabama, all those high-ranked schools, but not everybody gets the opportunity to do that. And I take that as a sign like a disrespect, and I just hold it in. It's like a chip on my shoulder. So I always play with a chip on my shoulder, and I think I did my best so far in my career at Towson to show that.
No question. Look, man, we coming into 2019, Towson's loaded offensively, and you guys, obviously, you're, at or near the top of everybody's top 25 coming into the year. That's a lot of hype and a lot of expectation for a program that, at least lately, hadn't necessarily been used to that. You guys broke the playoff, or the non-playoff streak, we'll say, last year. Mm-hmm. This year, sky's the limit. I have to assume championship is the goal. But what are you doing to manage expectations and kind of keep everybody focused and ignore the hype, so to speak?
Exactly. That's the one thing we just gotta stay focused. Don't listen to everybody else. We just gotta stay tight knit together. Like you hit it on the head. Like championship, that's on our mind, but we just can't focus on that right now because we gotta take game by game because anything can happen during the season, and that's pretty much it. And then obviously we're more senior dominant this year, so we have a lot of leaders like 5th-year guys for obviously seniors and stuff like that. So they've been through it and know how to win. So we just gotta put the pieces together at all phases: offense, defense, special teams, to be successful.
Well, man, I think I speak for everybody at Flo and pretty much anybody that has any idea what Towson is when I tell you that we are incredibly excited to watch you guys play this year. You're one of our favorite parts of the partnership, and you in particular are a guy that I've got my eye on. So thanks very much for your time. Pleasure, mate.
Thank you. Thank you,
Shane. Appreciate it.